Again, you want to move from where you are because you are not comfortable. Now you have to think, since I'm not comfortable here, is it that I should just go to any place? No, you have to go to a place that, because one, you are chasing financial increase. You have to go to a place that can increase you financially. You have to go to a place that can increase you knowledgeably, like give you more knowledge. If you are going to study, go to a top university, go to top European countries that you can study, go to a place that if you are even moving with your spouse, you can move together. Hey, beautiful people, welcome back to our channel, and thank you so much for joining the channel today. If this is your first time here, please do not forget the subscribe button is found somewhere below. Please subscribe to the channel and support the movement so that we can continue to build the platform together. So today's video, we want to talk about some opportunities that you need to consider if you are moving to Canada, or there are some things you need to put into consideration before you move to Canada. First of all, remember that the Canada government or Canadian government has brought in a lot of changes, and you need to really look into these changes first before you make the final decision of moving. Because for some days now, I've been talking to some people on one-on-one calls, and it looks like a lot of people are having making decision issues on if they should go to Europe or they should go to Canada. But again, I don't always discourage anybody if they want to move, especially if the country is a good country. But when it comes to this journey of jackpot, right, you have to be considerate. You have to look at a lot of factors. Now, one of those factors you need to put into consideration is permanent residency, and of course the possibility to move with your spouse or bring in your spouse. And this is my main concern, and I'm going to be talking about some things you should consider. First, you have to be looking at your money. That's the very first thing. Look at your money, look at who is your sponsor. Then when you look at your money and look at who is your sponsor, that is when you have to go check the schools. Now, as it stands, you cannot even go and start checking colleges. Like if you intend to go with your spouse to Canada to apply for the spouse's open work permit for your spouse, you cannot go into colleges. So one thing you have to put into consideration that universities is what you get. And I'm going to be giving you a list of some universities that you can study in. And of course, after like 1 year, you can apply for your PR, right? Yes, it's possible. There are universities in Canada. I will just touch some few. Then you can go check the remaining details on their websites and equally check some other universities as you wish. Now, but first, remember that for those people who are asking me about express entry, you can immigrate to Canada as a permanent resident from your home country. Things you should put into consideration is Canada is looking at people of a particular sector, like they are using categories, some people in certain categories or certain areas of life, to select them first. That is to say, those people Canada need, there are jobs in Canada that are in demand that they need those people to come and fill them. And these people include French professionals, you have healthcare workers, you have transport occupation, people within the transport sector, you have people within the trade sector. Trade, you already know, right? Welders, plumbers, and all. Then agriculture and agri-food. These are the 5 categories in which Canada is really bringing in people with PR from abroad. Now, you may be asking, how do I qualify for this PR? All the details are found on IRCC. And even if at that, remember there are 2 requirements that must qualify you. Is a must. Work experience is a must. And of course, you need to have at least a bachelor's degree. And that bachelor's degree, you have to write, in addition to it, you have to do West evaluation, and you equally need to write IELTS. This is the general IELTS, not the academic. Academic is used for studies. Now, then general is used for immigration. So you need to put all of this into consideration. If you do not fall within this category, I would advise you, this is just an advice, because all of this depends on points, by the way. And if you do not fall within this category, I will advise you to look at other pathways like the study pathway. But again, if it becomes expensive for you, you mustn't go to Canada. You look at other places in Europe. There are countries in Europe you can equally move with your spouse, right? There are countries you can study and stay back. Like Belgium, you get 1 year. Denmark, you get 3 years, and there are others. So you have to look at your body. Even all these countries I'm talking about in Europe, they are not that free anymore. So guys, put all of this into consideration. Now we go back to the list of universities. If you are looking for 1 year master's programs, the reason why I'm even talking about 1 year master's programs is because, remember, IRCC said if you are studying a diploma program, you cannot migrate with your spouse. Now, this is why the master's programs coming. The second option is that now, if you study a 1 year master's, you are going straight to 3 years PGWP, which is postgraduate work permit. Whereas before, if you study a 1 year diploma, 1 year postgraduate, and if you study a 2 years or 3 years diploma program, you are going to get 3 years postgraduate. But now, 1 year master's qualifies you for 3 years postgraduate, and you can move with your spouse. Whereas if you are going for 1 year diploma or even 2 years diploma, you can't move with your spouse anymore. So I think it favors those who are going for masters. And do not forget that there is also something called attestation. The Canadian government said students who are applying for they are applying for student visas, students applying for study visas with diplomas. Like if you want to go and study diploma in Canada, you have to wait for a provincial attestation, right? But those going for masters and PhD, you do not need any of such attestation to apply for your study permit. So now let's take a look at some of the schools. If you are looking at these universities in Canada, you need to be looking at the University of Ottawa. University of Ottawa is found in Ontario. Remember that the tuition fee is not joking. They pay here $32,000 to at least $35,000 and above. It depends if the program is 1 year or 2 years. Make sure you check the University of Ottawa. They have a variety of programs you will love, and some of these programs fall within these 5 categories. All right, healthcare, transport, trade, and agriculture. So check them up so that at the end of the day you can quickly qualify for PR. And remember, Ontario also have a stream for those who are master's graduate. If you go to IRCC and check very well, you will notice that Ontario has a stream, and express entry is not express entry, but a stream that will carry you directly to PR. This is strictly for those who have masters in Ontario. I hope you understand. The next university you should be looking at is the University of Regina in Saskatchewan. This university is located in Atlantic Canada, and do not forget all the things I've been talking about concerning Atlantic Canada or about Atlantic Canada. But remember, is the tuition fee that cheap? You are going to encounter at least $20,000 per year for programs at the University of Regina, master's programs. Remember, we are talking about master's programs now. So this is how they charge. And do not forget that Saskatchewan has a lot of immigration pathways that will lead you to PR. Okay, then the next school I want to talk about is the University of Prince Edward Island, another university that is located in Atlantic Canada. And with the University of Prince Edward Island, you can study a variety of programs, but it is not that cheap. Remember, those who are asking me for masters in business administration, MBA programs, they are more like MBA programs are very expensive. So if you are looking at study MBA abroad, it's either is going to be a fully funded opportunity, or if you run to pay for it, then you would have to pay as much as $32,000 with the University of Prince Edward Island. But you can choose to take it elsewhere, but just know that it's not going to be cheap. But with MBA, you are good to go, because these are people they are looking for. Canada is looking for such people. Remember, Prince Edward Island University is located in Atlantic Canada as well. So it's going to be easy for you to transition from a study visa to your permanent residence. We take a look at the University of Mount St. Vincent. This is another school, and this one is located in another area, Halifax, Nova Scotia. We are not talking about Nova Scotia Community College anymore, because I know a lot of you know me because of that college, but we are looking at Mount St. Vincent University. Please remember that this is one of the cheapest universities among these schools I'm talking about. They charge around $13,000, $14,000 per year for 1 year program. It depends on the program you are taking. All right, so make sure you check very well, and remember there are many pathways to PR in Nova Scotia. We now move to our famous university, University of British Columbia. Right, you have to check it out, and remember, I have always said that for now, British Columbia also has some rules, but this university charge around 18 to 28. Some programs even go above $28,000 per year. So you should check it out and see. And they have a majority of the programs are engineering programs. They do have a lot of engineering programs. Remember, if you are an engineer in Canada, you will definitely fall within the 5 categories for PR. But again, does British Columbia has PR pathways? Because it is in Vancouver, you are excited, or you stand a chance to go in easily. And remember, Vancouver is very expensive as well. And do not forget that IRCC said new schools in British Columbia would not be allowed to operate, would not take international students. So please put all of this into consideration. Your first time, if this is your first time, please do not forget to like our page and share this video. It may help somebody. Now, I'm just here to answer a question I have realized that has been coming to me many times. Please, it is not just about applying to a country and moving to the country. Why am I saying so? I'm saying so because I see a lot of people, they are like, Milton, this person, the worst of it is that they are not doing their own research. You cannot come to me and you are asking me, Milton, this person said that I should go to this place, then later on I should go to this place. Is that true? Okay, now what is your own contribution to the journey you want to take? Zero. So if somebody tells you something, you have to go do your verification. I have YouTube videos, I have Facebook videos, and I always say that do your due diligence. It is so important for you to consider these things. Do your due diligence. If somebody tells you something, go and do research. You have phones, you have devices. Is this thing really true? Watch videos. Go to Google, ask Google. Read a lot of things. Read papers. Is this thing true? Now, before you start thinking of if you are going to take it, I have said many times that moving abroad is not just about moving abroad. You are already where you are because you are, and again, you want to move from where you are because you are not comfortable. Now you have to think, since I'm not comfortable here, is it that I should just go to any place? No, you have to go to a place that, because one, you are chasing financial increase. You have to go to a place that can increase you financially. You have to go to a place that can increase you knowledgeably, like give you more knowledge. If you are going to study, go to a top university, go to top European countries that you can study, go to a place that if you are even moving with your spouse, you can move together. Go to a place that even if you go alone, with time your spouse can come in. Go to a place that the minimum wage is not that bad compared to that of your home country, where you can at least make money to pay your rents and even save something or send some money back home. These are some of the things you should consider. Go to a place that at the end of the day, would they give you PGWP? Would they give you time to stay back and look for a job? How long does their PR take? These are the type of things you need to put into consideration. Okay guys, I hope this will help somebody. Please share if you think it's important.